All right, Juan Francisco Lucas Arenas. How are you, my friend?
Good, man. Really good. I'm really excited to be here. Thank you for inviting me and bringing me here. Yeah, excited.
Yeah, I appreciate you for coming on. I haven't seen you in like 2-3 years.
Yeah, it's been a while since we played together, right? Yeah.
Do you remember how we met?
Yes, because I remember I was just graduate from college and I was kind of wanting to play, right? I was like, I want to play soccer, but here there are not that many leagues or way to play, once you graduate. And I remember you have you had the account, Mas Futbol, right? And I text you, hey, do you know any place where I can play? And you were like, you play college? Yeah, okay, you can play in my team in the Mexican League, and I really enjoy it, yeah.
I would have never imagined. I just saw, you play college? Perfect. Let me bring him over here. And then I was like, hey, Ronald, I know some guy that played at UASO. He's from Spain. He might be good. I don't know. And then you showed up and then we started winning. So yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, it just because I had so many injuries in college, even before college, even in Spain before coming. And when I saw, how the fields are over there, right? And I got a little scared. I was like, I'm not playing anymore.
Oh man, we'll touch on that here in a second. But first, the most importantly, I appreciate you for getting me this Mustang gear. How did you get a hold of this Mustang gear, dude? What's going on?
A few weeks ago, I got a call from Robert Foreman. He's the AD at Mustang, a great guy, and he heard about me. He knows some people he's not really like a soccer guy, right? So he just got in contact with the people that are in the soccer world that he knows, right? And I was lucky that all those people I've been working with, or they know me, and
said some nice things about you, huh?
Yeah, exactly. And they put my name on the table for the job, and at the end of the day, they decide to go with my option, and I'm grateful and excited with it. So yeah,
that's crazy. So to put it into words, Juan is now the new head coach for Mustang High School. Congratulations, my friend.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm very excited.
When I saw that online, I was like, whoa. First of all, Mustang, new coach. Jared Homer has been there for a very long time. Shout out to Jared Homer. He's done a fantastic job with that program. He's basically built that up, built a good culture, and every year there are state contenders. So for me, I was a little surprised. I was like, whoa, new coach. And then I saw, who's the new coach? Juan? It's like, Juan's the new coach? Because you've gone from assistant at Newcastle, right?
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that here in a sec. Tell me a little bit tell me how it started. Why did you start coaching high school? How did it all start?
So honestly, it was when I was about to graduate, like my last year at USAO, Coach Hampton, and I'm really grateful. He knew that I had so I started coaching in Spain before coming to play college here because I was having so many injuries, right? So I had my first license in Spain. There are 3 levels, right? I got my first license when I was there, when I was younger. And then when I tore my first ACL here in my sophomore season, I went home for almost 8 months, like the second semester and the whole summer, and I got my second license, my second batch, because it takes a lot over there. It's like just 3 levels, so it takes like 6 months to get it. And he knew that, like, are you into coaching? Yeah. And he told me, like, if you stay here, like, you can live doing that. And I'm like, really? Like, because over there back home is different. It's really, really difficult, right?
A lot of competition.
Yeah. Everyone coach. I mean, you do it like as a hobby, like for fun. And he told me, I have a friend, Tom Picor, Newcastle, like, you want to go helping? I'm like, yeah, that sounds fun. And I was still in college. It was my senior year, right? And I started helping with him a few years. Then after that, they asked me with Hannah Evans. She's a really good friend of mine. She's the head coach at Newcastle of the girls. And they asked both of us to take care of the girls, like co-coaching, like be head coaches of the girls. We had a good season. After that, I went to the Mount last year. Great school, great people, great administration. Everyone treated me very well. And if I'm honest, I didn't have any intention of moving anytime soon. But when I got that call, and I explained it to the AD at the Mount, and they understood, right? It was a big opportunity for me, and that's how I got to Mustang. Yeah.
That's crazy. You've been around some great coaches in Oklahoma. You just mentioned your college coach. You also mentioned Tom as well, who's been coaching for another very, very, very long time, maybe 30 years plus.
Yes, and And I mean, I'm really grateful to all the coaches that I'm been coaching with. And when I was a player, I had amazing coaches. Right now, Sergio Zarco, he was my coach in Spain when I was playing for Atlético de Pinto. He's right now. I was looking because I was talking with my dad, and he was like, "Man, that was the best coach you had when you were a player." And I looked to him because he left for China to coach like kids in China because they pay him well. And right now he's coaching one of the Super League teams in China.
No way.
In the first division. Yeah,
Wow.
I looked it up yesterday. But yeah, I have like great coaches, and I'm really grateful to all of them because every coach is different, and you can learn like something from all of them. Some are better at tactics, some and just like better people, managers. You know what I mean? Like deal really good with the locker room and with the players, and that's essential too. So yeah.
That's crazy. Let's bring it back to Mount St. Mary's. How was your season last year?
It was good. I mean, I think it was good. The kids, really good kids. They were really hard our season. It's true, like we have like 5 players that play club all year long, right? So that makes it a little bit difficult, especially the type of soccer that I like, and I like to try to keep possession. But the kids were like all in. They were trying so hard. We were trying to play the ball, and even if sometimes, of course, like. And they know, and I was so honest with them in the locker room, and I think they appreciate that. Sometimes when the skill level wasn't there, those touches, we lost a few balls, and that get you in trouble when trying to possess. You don't make good touches, right? But the reaction after those mistakes, it was great. Like, and I think this year they are gonna have a really good team. I'm sure they are trying to find a new coach for next season, and I know. They were getting like some new players that play all year long. They play club, and I'm not saying like just playing club, like just the kids that play club are good. No, but you need to play all year long.
You do. That's Mas Futbol.
Exactly. And there are so many ways because I know like club sometimes can get expensive, right? And it's pretty sad that some kids cannot afford that. But there are so many ways of playing. There are so many ways. I live now like close to downtown, and there are a few courts, and you see kids playing all the time.
All the time.
Just go. I remember when I was little, I was playing the whole time.
The streets, until the lights came off. I wouldn't do my homework.
Exactly. I remember even in high school or even middle school and recess, we all went to play soccer. I remember I have like 2 recess, like one in the morning, then another one for lunch. I remember eating fast with my friends
and
to just go outside.
Drenched in the class. Yeah, you run down to get in front of the line, and then
quick
boom.
And go play, exactly. And that's the thing here. So many kids, I'm not talking just about the mountain in general. Like that, they finish playing in the end of April or beginning of May, and they don't touch a ball until December 1st, and that's difficult. That hurts, and I don't know, like just go outside and play. Put 2 rocks as a goal and just like play, man. Like this.
How old are you?
I'm 27. I'm gonna be 28 this summer.
I think kids now just have way more distractions.
Yeah, right. I think social media, especially like TikTok, Instagram, all these things, they could be really great using them in the right way, but there is no control, and they are exposed to so many distractions and bad things.
They have so many options. How many of your kids would you say play 2 sports?
Oh, so many.
Yeah.
So many.
See, that's another option, another problem,
That's again, it's the culture, and that's why soccer in the US is developing a little bit slower than in other countries, right? It's like, first of all, it's not the main sport. There are football, baseball, basketball, so many sports. Kids don't focus on one sport. What I think is great when they're younger, but when they get to an age like 12, 13, if they want to play competitive, they need to focus in one sport.
They need to specialize in one thing.
Yes, a little bit. It's great. Don't get me wrong. I think it's great when they're like 9, 10, 11 because they need to learn how to use their body, how to coordinate those movements, right? So it's great that they play all the sports, but once you get to 12, 13 years old, you should focus on something. I'm soccer because it's my sport, right? Yeah. That's what I would like, but on any other sport, right? And I think, you said it, like too many distractions, and also like it's not in the culture. Like for example, right now, I want to make sure I don't leave here late because I want to watch Spain, right? Spain is playing Croatia.
What time do they play?
11.
11? Okay, don't worry. If it comes down to it, we'll put it right here.
But my point is like...
your world revolves around soccer.
Exactly. It's my passion, it's my job, but it's what I do out of my job too. And here is like so many kids, maybe if they play a lot and they love to play, they don't even watch a soccer game. They maybe watch 1 or 2 professional games all year long.
Yeah.
Man, I remember being little, seeing the pros playing, and I'm like, man, Zidane did that. I'm going in the backyard with my brother and try until I get it, you know?
Yeah. Well, you're also a Real Madrid fan as well, right?
Big fan.
What part of Spain are you from?
So in the community of Madrid, it's like Spain is divided like in provinces, kind of like communities, right?
Like neighborhoods. What would you say? Oklahoma City, Edmond, Norman, Mustang?
Yeah, exactly. It will be like, so I live in a town, like if I say I'm from Madrid, but I'm from Newcastle. You know, you say, I'm from Oklahoma City, and
from Norman.
Like, you're from
Edmond.
Exactly. So yeah, so I live like 20, 30 minutes by car from Madrid, and funny story, like my dad. I mean, my whole family is happy. Well, honestly, my dad is the only one like we're Real Madrid fans. The rest of the family is
casual. Atlético Madrid.
Atlético de Madrid.
Wow.
My grandpa and my uncles, yeah, they support Atlético.
So your dad was the one that rebelled then?
Well,
if your grandpa's Atlético, your brothers, that's like your uncle said, I'm going to go because my dad goes.
Yeah.
And your dad said, I'm going to go over here because I don't want to be with you guys. I'm against you guys.
Yeah, no, it was more, honestly, it was like that, but it was so my grandpa, he has 2 brothers. So my grandpa and one of the brothers are Atlético de Madrid, but the other brother, he was a Real Madrid fan. And my dad was always with him, his uncle, and that's why we're Real Madrid fans. And one of my dad's best friends, Vicente, he has season tickets for Real Madrid, for Bernabeu, right? He has a couple season tickets, and so many times his wife doesn't want to go, right? So my dad is tagging along almost every game. He was at the Bayern de Munich game, the Manchester City games. He's been to a couple finals. So I'm
Champions League semifinals.
He was in the one in Milan, I think, and the one in Kiev.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah,
that's crazy. That's crazy. So then, let's stay in Spain. It seems like soccer was in your life from very early.
Yes.
Do you have any first memory of your first soccer memory?
Yes, I remember start playing futsal. When you are little over there, you play 5v5, right? You play futsal, and yeah, I loved it. And I remember I didn't like, and that's another thing. Like I remember some of my coaches like giving us like so many instructions, right? And we stretched for like so long before the practice. We stretched for so long, you know. And I remember like playing was the fun time, right? And so many coaches like now like listen, when they are kids until they're like 7, 8, 9, play.
Yeah, that's what I tell people.
And so many times, so many instructions, so many people yelling, so many people let the kids play, like play. Then when they get a little,
they want to take it serious.
Exactly, and when they get older, that's the way you get attached, just playing. Like again, like when I'm coaching here, and no one teach me how to pass a ball. No one teach me how to shoot it. No one teach me how to make a throw in because I saw it from the professional and I just tried to copy it. And I did it. So I remember like playing that, and it was so fun. They playing in, as I told you, recess, playing futsal, playing little. Then it started getting a little bit more serious. When I started getting older, I went to another town, to Pinto, a bigger team, bigger town. Because over there it's the same. Like here, there are so many teams, right? Over there, like every town, they have their team, their pro or amateur team, and then it goes down from U18 until U6 or U7.
How many levels are there?
Oh, it's like every...
La Liga.
Oh, yeah, like... It has changed. I think like 2 years ago they changed it, but I remember like my town was in the 4th division. Okay. Like my town, like the bigger guys were in the 4th division. And yeah, like right now there are like what 9, 10 divisions. Well, you know, like in Europe, like Central America, like South England, America, everything is relegation promotion system, not like here.
How it has to be, right?
I think it should be. It will help so much to the interest of people in soccer here.
I think there's too many people don't want to lose their money.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's but it's like what I say, like here, even in the NBA or NFL, right? There are so many games that they play for nothing. Like that will never happen in Spain, for example. Even if maybe like the last game, right? You're in the middle of the table. You're not playing for European positions, or you're not playing for relegation. But it can be maybe one game at the end of the season. And they're so happy to have that
Yeah.
chill game, right? Because they save the position or they're already in Europe, right? But any other game is life or death.
Life or death.
Life or death. Like every single weekend, you go on the Sunday to the stadium, and everyone is like so excited. It's the best part of the week, and it's in the culture. And I think it's getting better here, but it's still gonna take some time.
Yeah, I mean, to look at it in the bright way, I guess that just means there's more opportunity to come. You know what I mean? We might be 20 years behind, but that sets us up, to be 6A coaches, and that might lead to maybe a collegiate coach, and who knows what will happen from there.
Yeah.
So then, at what point did you say, I want to take this serious?
So I remember I was pretty decent, like swimming.
Swimming?
Yeah, swimming. And I remember at some point, and also my parents made me play the piano.
Okay.
But I didn't like it. What I liked was soccer, right? And I told them, I don't know if I was U13, U14, and I told them, listen, I just wanna do soccer. And I was always like a really technical player, like really, really technical with the ball. But I was missing other things. That's why. I mean, I'm not still playing, right? But yeah, I decided to take it seriously. Then I moved when I was like U16, U17. I moved to Alcorcón. So Tribal Valderas Alcorcón, that was the name of the team. The first team was in the second B division. That's the third division in the country. They played like the bigger guys. They play against Real Madrid Castilla.
Okay.
Like the second team of Real Madrid. I remember like that year Zidane was the coach. And
probably coaching his son.
Yeah, and I played against his son. I played when I was younger, when I was in the U18 team, right? And I played against Lucas Arenas. I played Borja Mayoral. He's right now Getafe striker, I think. He
That's
played
crazy.
for Rome. I think Hakimi was also on that team.
What is it like when you see Zidane on the sideline? Hakimi. Like,
De La Red was the coach too, one of them. Yeah, like you see them, they are not like, for example, they are who they are right now. Yeah. But at that point, they told us like this is striker Borja Mayoral and the winger, careful with them. But that's it. Like they're pretty good, and we studied the team, but they were not who they are now, right?
Yeah,
like,
but you could tell when you're playing with them that they were
every kids in those teams. Like when we played Real Madrid, I remember my last year, and I don't remember Hakimi was in that team that year. I remember. So you play. It's like you play one at your stadium, and then you play in their stadium. And I remember it was the last game of the season. And all my friends, if they see this in Spain, they will remember, like the ones that played with me that year. We needed to win that game to promote. So the thing is, like Real Madrid, like the U18, they have like the A team, B team, and C team.
All in that same division?
No, that's the thing. Like the A team is the ones that are 18, 19 years old, so they are in the first division. The B team is in the second division. That's where we were, right? And then the ones that are like 17, 16 is for the age, not for how good they are, like, And we're playing the second highest division in the whole country, right? And we're against Real Madrid B. That doesn't mean they're worse. They're like 1 year younger than the other ones, right?
Yeah.
And that team was like Borja Mayoral and all these people. And I remember it was the last game of the season.
You have to win.
And because all these Atlético de Madrid B, Real Madrid B, they cannot promote, right? Because they have the other team in the first division. So we were like one game away, one win to promote to the highest division in the country, right? But we had to beat Real Madrid at their place. It's true, like they were not playing for anything. They already won the league, but still. So we were losing like 2-0 at halftime.
Oh, wow.
And at the end of the game, we won like 3-2. And it's one of those games that I cannot explain, like, because people always want to explain the game, like, oh, this happened tactically, whatever. No, listen, I don't know what happened. Like, they shoot like 2,000 times. They hit the post 100 times, and we have 3 plays. We scored 3 plays, and we won and we promoted.
That's football.
That's probably the happiest memory I have.
Wow.
De La Red was the coach. He was an international with Spain, and he played with Real Madrid, and yeah, that was a great memory.
Insane. I guess they benefit from all the soccer that they have there. There's so much soccer that there's just so much concentrated in such a small place.
Yes.
And how old were you at that time?
That time that was my last year. I couldn't play the next year because I was one of the older ones. I was 18.
18?
Yeah, 18, 17, 18, yeah.
And then what did you do? What did you think? Were you like, is this it? Is that it for you?
No, that's the thing. Then you have so many options. So I went to play in the B team of my club. So like in all the professional teams, you have the first team that it was playing in this third division, and then we had the B team that it was playing in the fifth.
I'll get this clip. There you go.
It was in the fifth division, right? And I was playing there for a couple years, a lot of injuries. I was 19, I think. And then I had this option to come to the US.
Wow.
So I have a friend in Spain that played with, he did the same. He came to play college to the US, a Spanish guy. He knew Niall Creek, USAO, and they got in contact, and he told me, hey, you want to go to play to the US? And because I was having so many injuries already, those 2 years with my ankles, and I don't know, I was like, I didn't even think about it. I didn't even look the college. I was like, yes.
Oh, really?
Yes, I was like, oh, the US, played for a couple of years. I was already in college in Spain. I was going to be a transfer. I'm like, okay, a couple of years playing soccer in the US. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to see how it is. I'm going to see if I can get back my level.
And then I'll come back to Spain and live the rest of my life in Spain.
Yes, that was my plan, and here I am. But yeah, that was the idea. And when I came, my freshman season was amazing, and you can talk to Hampton.
That's crazy. Out of all the places in America, you showed up to Chickasha, Oklahoma.
Yes, and I have a really, really nice memory. And again, I'm really grateful for Chickasha. But it's true, like when you come from a big city like Madrid and you come to...
you land in Oklahoma City, or...?
Yeah, I land in Oklahoma City, and then Niall Creek pick us at the airport, and a couple of players, and
then they pick you up.
They drove, like, they keep driving.
Where are we going? Ya me asaltaron, like, where are we going?
Yeah. And then we end up in Chickasha, and again, the soccer program is great. USAO.
You had Coach Hampton.
Yes, and Hampton ran the program. Really different coaching from Europe. Also,
really different coaching from Europe.
Yes, like
that must have been a shock. You go from Europe, Spain, 100% coaching, to show up to Hampton. No joke. I've never been coached by him, but I can just, from the stories I've heard, from the podcast I had with him, he has this energy that you just...
And again, like, imagine if you come here and I couldn't speak the language well. I couldn't understand it well either. Well, honestly, I was talking with Niall Creek the other day, and he reminded me this story that I'm going to say right now. Like, I remember the first game. We went to Baker University. I don't know what it is exactly, and it was my first game. I just arrived like a week ago. Like, I couldn't understand anything. And Hampton was giving a speech in the halftime. He wasn't happy. We were not playing well, and we were under the lights in one corner. And I remember with the music and everything, he was talking and I couldn't understand absolutely nothing. So I got distracted and I started looking somewhere. And then I hear, Juan Lucas. He yelled at me. Like, I didn't understand what he told me, honestly, at that point. But he got really mad because I wasn't listening, of course. And he was right, but then he talked with me. And then I got used to it. And again, I learned so much from him. So much about how to be, I mean, not just as a player, like, because I think when I was a player in Spain, I wish I had a coach like him before to learn how to be like a better athlete, like a better like person. I'm not kidding. Like the way he motivates us before the games, the way he teaches like how everything requires like sacrifice and everything, and so many things like kids nowadays, even me when I was younger, we take things for granted. Like this is how it's supposed to be now. Like, no man, it can be like take away from you at any time. Like this is not.
How is that? What he made him different for you?
Oh yes, like he changed my way of seeing. I mean, I'm not gonna say even soccer. Like changed the way of seeing life. I was used to like when, and that's why probably I didn't make it as a soccer player, because I was really technical, with the ball, really good decision making, but the moment things were starting to get a little bit difficult or injured or stuff, mentally I was like, if a game was getting tough, a couple of people tackle me, I was like, I'm not gonna go the next play, unconsciously, not even thinking about it. And he changed my mind a lot. And I remember that freshman season, I started like a little bit like getting used to the type of playing because it was different, more direct, all that stuff. But I remember I ended up the season being the top scorer of the team, playing great.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I scored. Honestly, I was, before in Spain, I was more like a number 10. I like to give the last pass. I was like to connect with the last line. But here they wanted me to play as a striker or in the wing, and I ended up scoring like a lot of goals. And then in my sophomore season, I decided like to take one step forward, and I got so fit during the summer. I didn't stop. I remember I have like a 7% body fat percentage. I was like really lean, like fast. I was, and then in my first conference game at Oklahoma City University, I tore my ACL. One play on my own, I just turned.
On your own?
Yeah.
Oh, those are the worst.
Yeah, I was gonna turn. My foot got stuck on the ground, and I tore my ACL. Honestly, everything happens for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't turn my ACL in that moment, I wouldn't be here. I would have
gone to Spain to do
exactly.
your coaching license, like you said.
I would have finished my exactly. Everything happened for a reason, and probably I would have ended that season because that was gonna be my last season, and then I decided to recover and stay one more year, even if it wasn't great because I couldn't really play, and I end up here, right? If I don't get to turn my ACL in that situation, like probably I would have at the end of the season come back to Spain. And try to play. Well, who knows what would have happened because I was playing at a decent level, but yeah.
That's crazy how life does that to you, right? You think that was the moment that probably changed your trajectory?
Oh, yes, like 100%. And after that, I was like pretty down for a couple of weeks, like because I mean I couldn't believe it because injuries like because people say it's unlucky. Usually, like 90% of the injuries, there is a reason, right? And
what do you think your reason?
That's the thing. Like I was other injuries that I had before on my ankles, I wasn't taking care of myself well. I wasn't doing the right injury prevention things, and I wasn't taking care of my body properly, right? But this time when I tore my ACL, I can promise you, I was like doing absolutely everything. Like probably I did it too much. Like and that was the thing. I remember in halftime my legs were like cramping, and I think my body just gave up in that one, and that's it. But well, unlucky.
But now look at you now.
Yes, I mean, if that didn't happen, I mean, I wouldn't be here today, and I wouldn't be coaching, and I enjoy coaching so much. I have it clear. Like I was so sure about it. Like if I was gonna stop playing, I want to stay around the ball as much as I can, and I enjoy being on the field. Like I have so much fun, like interacting with the kids and playing with them. Sometimes I like to jump in the drill sometimes when I can.
You gotta earn your respect. You gotta show them that Juan Lucas still has it.
Still has it, right? And honestly, that is usually kind of easier for me because I mean I'm technical, right? The moment after 5 minutes I cannot run too much. I'm done, right? But yeah, I like that. I like to play with the kids when I can, and honestly, I'm gonna try to get fit this summer so I can. Because I've seen the players and they can run.
These kids are looking bigger, faster at a younger age now. It's crazy.
Oh yeah.
And now you're going to Mustang. Your tryouts aren't going to be of, maybe Newcastle could barely put a team together. Maybe Mount St. Mary's, you had to cut 2 or 3 players. But you're going to go to Mustang where you're going to get 100 people to show up to tryouts.
The thing is that like I've been like this last week and Tuesday and Thursday they have summer league. Right, and I've been able to. I let the coaches that were there. By the way, Chad Long and TJ, like really good guys. And
TJ there. TJ's awesome.
Yeah, I love the guy, and they were taking care of it. I was just like taking notes, getting to know the kids. But yeah, we have so much talent, and there is like a few players that are really really good. And again, as a whole team, like there is so much talent, and I think that's gonna fit really well. The ideas that I have about this sport. I will take time. I mean, it's not going to take a few summer league games to start seeing like, listen, that will be like a coincidence. If we next day in summer league, I change those 2 things and we win like 10-0, that's a coincidence. That's not a work process. And you know what I mean? The same thing if we lose, you know what I mean? Because people here, they want to see results like right now. Yeah, I want it right now. And we are getting used to that. Soccer is not like that. If it happens and you get results right now, that's a coincidence. And that's the worst that can happen to a coach or to a team, that you get successful by a coincidence. You know what I mean? Because then you are getting the wrong lesson. No. We're gonna get successful by working during the season in practice and working in all those things that are gonna make us better and play the way we wanna play.
When is day 1? Is it December 1st?
Yeah, December 1st.
And day 1's today.
Exactly. For me, I'm already thinking of what is the... Again, as a coach, first of all, you need to see what you have because so many coaches, I want to play my way. Of course, we are a little biased with our way. I mean, I like a type of soccer, right? I'm from Spain. I like to keep possession and stuff. But if I find a team where I don't think it's going to fit it, you know what I mean? I don't think we have the players to play that type of soccer. Or maybe I need to adjust and leave my pride aside and go with something different. But at Mustang, I mean, I've seen the team and I think
you're gonna have quality.
There is
you're
quality.
You're gonna be able to do a lot.
Exactly. I think coaches were gonna be able to do honestly whatever we want. There is so much skill, speed, and strength. It's true like we lost I think 17, 19 seniors this year, And I was kind of,
That's shocking to hear.
yeah, it's like I was like, not concerned, but I was like, that's a lot. That's a whole team. But then watching Summer League, I'm like, we still have like...
Well, there's a varsity, there's a JV, there's a freshman
And yes, like
team,
there are 3
there's
teams.
a freshman B team probably.
Yeah, they have like, I think they have last year like, 3 teams, like varsity, JV1 and JV2.
So this is a program, not just one team.
Exactly, and that's... and that's amazing because as I was talking with the other coaches the other day, we would like to start like everyone on the same page, from JV2, JV1 until varsity, doing the same things and
Same philosophy,
same philosophy.
Culture. That way, if we move you up, you understand what we're doing. It's nothing different. It's the same idea.
Exactly, and again, coaches have done a great job. Jared and Chad, you can see like how the kids interact with Chad now, and
respect them.
And yes, and good kids, really good kids for what I've seen. And they've been doing a great job. I think Jared is moving to administration. That's why he's stepping aside. And but yeah, like I would like to have that. Like my teams, I like them having like an identity. You know what I mean? And we're gonna play to our game. Of course, we will adjust depending on who we play. We will have to adjust some stuff to try to be more competitive. But good teams are the ones that play with the same idea. You know what I mean? Like in the 4 phases of the game, like attacking, defending, the transitions to defend and to attack, they do the same thing and at the same time, and that requires work and to believe in the same ideas. And that's what we're going to try over there. And I think it will be great. I'm really excited to be able to coach that team.
Dude, I'm excited for you. That's freaking badass. Give me high five, bro. That's sick, man.
Yeah, I am really excited. And again, 6A soccer.
It's different because you did what? Newcastle was 3.
4
at the time. And
yes.
then Mount was 3.
3A.
And 6A is completely different.
Yes, and again, it's probably one of the top 3, top 4 programs in the state because they've been doing like administration and coaches. Jared and Chad, they've been doing like an amazing work, and that's what the team is over there. And I'm really lucky like to get there because it's really difficult to build a program like that, and it's not just because it's something I don't like, but being a coach of a program like that, like 20% of your job is on the field.
Yeah.
The other 80% is outside of the field, and I'm happy that I have Chad with me. He's gonna help me a lot with that, and but it's exciting. It's exciting.
Are you going to be teaching at Mustang now too?
Yes. I'll be also teaching over there PE.
PE, nice.
So yeah, that's nice. I was teaching Spanish at the Mount, and Lucas, I was teaching Spanish, and it's not that I don't like to teach Spanish. I mean, it's fun, but it's more work.
Yeah.
I mean, I like also to do my teaching job properly and prepare my lessons and do all that stuff. For PE, you don't need to prepare that much, right? Like, and of course, you need to prepare stuff, but you have other coaches, like the conditioning coaches on the gym, and they help you with that. And so
PE teacher sounds a lot more fun than Spanish.
Yes, and that's give me more mental space for soccer. And that's what I like to do, and I'm thinking all day 24/7 and just like how can we improve this stuff, and now to use the first semester like to experiment a little bit, like I'm using Summer League to experiment a few things, and when I have clear the ideas what we want to do, let's start working in those concepts and have them clear for the beginning of the season. So
yeah, because it's tough. It starts December 1st, games start in February. April and May is right around the corner. Like, it happens so fast. It's so hard for big changes to happen during the season. It all has to be done before this. It's kind of like college. Like, if you're already trying to get fit in August, it's too late. Too late.
Yes, I mean, not just the fitness, it's all exactly everything. Like, I want to get to February 1st with everything. Like, the players know what we're doing. Like, they know where we're making our runs, how we defend, everything, like what is the role of every position on the field. And, I'm soccer players. I have one coach in Spain that used to tell us, like, soccer players are dumb. Like, what he wanted to say.
What?
Yeah, what he wanted to say is, like, coaches, and now that I'm on this side, right, we love to give information, right? If you are talking to a player for 5 minutes, he's listening to you for 15 seconds. So you need to make it short and useful, the information that you give to the player.
Digestible.
Exactly. Like, because if not, it's useless. Like you're not yeah.
Juan, you're playing right back, but when that guy comes from this side, and then you got this guy, you got to be able to do this. No. Stand him up, drive him down the wing.
Perfect example. Yes, and I think Luis Enrique, this coach, he was saying the other day, Spanish coach, like, I don't know, he was like quoting someone else, and he was saying like, I wrote you this letter, and if I would have more time, I would have make it even shorter.
Yeah.
Right? So when you are giving information to the player, it gotta be exactly what you want, and you need to think the process, because you said the perfect example. You just start like blah blah blah, like giving so much. Because
too much.
Exactly, because you want to explain everything like perfect, right, to the player, like give every detail. Maybe that's not the best option. Like maybe you skip saying something else, but the first thing that you say, he's getting it right. You know what I mean? If instead of selling the whole
yeah,
thing.
you don't paint the picture. Just cut to the chase.
Exactly.
Drive down the line. We don't want to get attacked in the middle.
Exactly. And then also those things like what coaches need to try is like put the players in situations during practice, situations that are going to happen during the game, and over repetition. And so players, the moment they're on the field, it's automatic. It's like, oh, I'm going to do this because it's what I've been doing like for 3 months in practice, and they end up doing it. Like we work a lot that in Spain, like I don't know what's the word in English, but I call it automatismos. And it's like kind of like when you are building.
Basically to make it automatic.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, I'm not thinking like the player doesn't think. Of course the player is going to think, but you're giving the player options during practice, like with passing patterns, especially where to move and where to make the runs and where to
expect the next player to be, to know that I'm going to receive the ball here, but I know Juan is going to be right here.
Exactly, and I know.
And
exactly.
Then,
I know where my options are, and it happens, for example, where I've been looking at my team this during the summer league. Like, for example, I mean, probably because they've been without playing for a while now and stuff, but like, not just my team, every team, like when I get them first, like kids, they don't know really like or where or when to make runs, and especially in a team, my teams that I like to have the ball, like the movement must be great. Like everyone needs to be moving, so the player that has the ball has several options, and then that player decides, right? But
it's crazy how a lot of these players are going to be fit already. It's really just that decision making that needs to change.
Again, perfect. And that's the thing. I think that's what makes the difference between professional players and average players. That's what makes the difference. Like you see and you think there are not like many like semi-pro players that their touch is as good as Toni Kroos or Modric. The touch is the same. I promise you, like those guys on their feet, they have the same quality, but they take like 3-4 more seconds to make the same decision, and that what changed the game because they can do it with the same quality, but quick.
Yeah, they know what to expect. I totally understand what you're saying. We do the morning sessions, and I got in with the high school kids, and the ball came from the left. It's going to the right, and by the time the person on the right gets it, we all know he's going to cross. But the guy that started it, I was like, hey man, this is where you need to be here. Why? It's just, you just got to know. If it's going here, it's going to go here. Where is it going to go from there? It's either going to go back or in. And it's just those situations that you said. We just have to put our players in those situations to recognize the cues, to know what to do.
Exactly. So they can read the game a little bit better. Like, and that's it. And that comes not just like from practice, also from watching soccer. And again, it looks like that, but like watching soccer, you see professionals doing that all the time, and kids get used to it. And you say like you put the kids also in practice in those situations, and they start reading the game. Okay, like if I see that my team is turning his hip and he's looking this way, why you start running when the ball is already moving? You should have start running like
before. It's not who's the fastest, but who moves first.
Exactly. Like who can be one step ahead. Like I think best Busquets. I mean, I'm a Real Madrid fan, and I think he's the best holding midfielder ever. And it's because he was one step ahead of everyone the whole time. The same way with Toni Kroos.
I think what they do is they understand space.
Exactly. And as another thing I say a lot to my players, like checking the field. There are two ways of getting information during a game. One way is on your own, like checking around like the whole time with and without the ball, defending and attacking. You need to know where everyone is, like checking for spaces. And the second one is with communication. Another thing that here is really poor. Communication and clear. Communication is not saying like, hey, ball, here. No, like, hey, man, here on your right, hey, come back, hey, don't force it, man, hey, come on. Like loud communication, useful communication. Teams that do that communication well and teams that have players that check around, It's as simple.
Leaps and bounds ahead of everyone else.
Exactly. The more information you get, the better decision you can make. It's simple. It's like in anything in life. If you don't know about a topic, how are you going to make a decision? I don't know. I don't know about it. If you ask me about baseball, I don't know. I need information first before I'm going to tell you something. Simple.
Wow. So it seems like you know what you're going to do when you get there.
Oh, yeah. And especially after seeing them playing in Summer League, like, I'm so sure about my ideas. And then I'm just asking also, like, people, and I know here, like, also here in America, I think in Spain right now is the same. Like, we want results now, like right now. And it's a process. And if Hampton saw me something, like, I believe in the process, and it's so true. Like, little by little, we lost like 19 seniors. Still, I think there is a really strong core at Mustang, but we need time. We need time to get those ideas in the kids, and still we're gonna be really competitive next season. But
nothing compared to what your second season to your third season. Heck, imagine the freshmen that you'll get coming in then, where the mentality, culture, and philosophy of let's say the Mustang soccer program would be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And they need to get used to it, and it will take time. So I'm just asking for that, like a little bit of time, a little bit of patience. You can talk to I've been with our club team, these 09s, amazing group for like 2-3 years now. And I remember our first games, right? Especially because club for me is different. The way I coach club, I promise you, I don't care at all about winning. Like,
develop.
Exactly. I don't care at all about winning. And I told the parents in my first meeting, there is only one way of playing soccer to get better and to develop. And that's like building from the back, keeping possession, building plays under control. Why? Because the kids are exposed to so many learning situations. You know what I mean? That if you just kick the ball, they just keep
the easy way out.
Exactly. You're just keeping those learning. It's like, even if you lose the ball in the back, that kid now gotta try to get it back. Yeah, another learning situation, So I remember my first 6 months, like, we lost so many games, and I have some parents upset. Why are we playing so much in the back? Like, we should, like, you see that team now, like 2 years after, like, the ideas, the runs, those automatismos that we were talking about, amazing. Like, I know parents are really happy. Like, oh man, it's even fun to, I didn't know, like, soccer was this fun. Like, it's fun to watch them play. So yeah, it takes time, and but I'm so excited. So excited.
Well, I'm excited to see what it's going to turn into. It's going to be a good another season. Because 6A, it goes either way. Anyone can win 6A. It's 4A, 3A, even 5A. We kind of know what teams are always going to be on top. You can get away with having 2 or 3 club players carry a team. But I don't think you can get away with that in 6A soccer.
No, because again, like, in 3A, 4A, 5A, right? Like, when you have that 11, that starting team that is pretty strong, right? 12, maybe 13 players. But then, again, you don't have all players that play all year long. So the moment you start making subs, and you need to make subs, they cannot be running the whole game, right? But the level of the team drops a lot. But I feel like 6A, like most teams, even they have like 3, 4, 5 subs that they are not going to feel like the level of the team drops. And that's what makes the difference, because season is long. Even if it's just 3 months, I think it's too much. Like, playing like 2, sometimes 3 games per.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot. They put a lot on the.
I think that the way about college soccer too. Our college system here, I think, would benefit so much if they moved into like an all-year format.
100%.
1 game a week format.
And I was gonna say, like, before coming to the US, like, I heard like maybe, and I've been playing my whole life, maybe I want one person getting an ACL injury, like in Spain.
And here, during the season, it's 5, 6 players, 7 players in a team.
Exactly. And I think that's one of the reasons. It's too much. The kids doing different sports. I go to track in the morning, and then I do soccer in the... Too much already for one day. No, but the kids can hold it. Yeah, they are young, but it still is too much on their bodies, and they are developing. And
they're going to burn out.
Exactly. So I agree with you. Like, I think, like, even a high school season, high school season because there is club and stuff, I don't know, but, like, I think it should be like all year long, like, because we play 1 game a week over there. You practice all week, 3-4 days a week, and then you play your game on the weekend.
Allows you to recover, allows you to, improve on what you didn't. And by the time you're in high school and college, it's just like, go. Someone's hurt, we fill him in. He got hurt, we figure, and it's just, you're pretty much just putting Band-Aids on wounds that are coming, and whoever makes it to the end of the season healthiest is the best team.
Exactly. That's another thing. Like I've seen from my experience, like having a strong team, and then you get to the end of the season and you're missing like a couple important players, and your team is not the same anymore. But yeah, like they put a lot on the kids, and of course you can do so much like injury prevention in practice. Get the kids in the weight room. That helps. But at the end of the day, is probability, right? Like getting injured. I mean, you can have like doing everything right, like doing everything perfect, and have 1% of probability of getting injured, and still get injured.
Freak accident. You just get hit. I've seen people tear ACLs by getting hit with a soccer ball in their knee. Like,
exactly.
It's crazy.
But if you do the right thing, like injury prevention, there is more space between games, all that stuff, so the probability gets lower. Yeah. I'm not saying it cannot happen, but it's lower, right?
Yeah, but who's doing injury prevention at 13, 14, 15?
Exactly.
I can play 5-6 games at 13, 14, 15.
Exactly, with 13, 14, no, but when they get already 16, 17, 18 years old, I think they
those are habits
they need it. They need it because especially with this pace that we have, like 2-3 games a week, man, you need to do injury prevention workout because that will help to reduce that probability that I was talking about, right? So yeah, I don't know. That's a topic that people should talk more about because it's kind of concerning. Like it's not normal that a kid with 13, 14 years old getting an ACL. That's not normal. I think I never seen it. Like when I sit in Spain, it was when I was already 18, like a really high level, and I saw 1 or 2 in those 2-3 years that I played. But here, you said it, like kids with 12, 13 years old getting an ACL.
Well, I mean, what was your reaction to going to like a tournament as a club coach? Because tournaments are 3-4 games in a weekend. That's not, we're talking here before we were talking about 1-2 games a week. Tournaments are 3-4-5 games in a weekend.
Yeah, it's too much. Even if the games are shorter, it's too much, especially also in the summertime or it gets hot and it's too much. I mean, I think we think like kids can deal with anything, they're young, but that has
in the long run.
In the long run, it has an impact in their bodies, and especially if they are growing, and all those things can mess up some stuff.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, we're in Oklahoma, and soccer is 4th place, and it's always funny because, and especially in high school sports, there's football first. First, football is king. Yeah. Then there's baseball and basketball, and then soccer comes right at the end, and then you were here during COVID, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They just. Oh, COVID's here. Soccer season? Nah. Let's get rid of it. And then football season came by and we were like, all right, let's go football.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, COVID's coming back. I think we're going to throw away soccer season. I'm just like, why? What the heck? But it's because we're at the very bottom.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that we were talking before about that. Like, it's part of the culture. I think it will improve. And the moment, like, people start, like, following the sports, I was talking with a coach the other day, like, it's like over there in Spain, like, you are born with it. Like, you are born, and when you are born, you don't pick your team. You don't pick your team. You are born in a Real Madrid fan, you are a Real Madrid fan. You are born in an Atlético de Madrid fan, you are that, And you go to the stadium and you follow the game on the weekend, and here you don't have that.
Football's life.
Exactly. But for them, it's like the American football, right?
Yeah,
and
college football.
College football, and they follow it. So the moment in this country people start following the same way, it will be the moment like the sport will be like... they will be really strong.
Man, OU lack. I mean, we have OU and OSU, the 2 biggest colleges in Oklahoma, and they don't have soccer for men. That makes no sense to me.
That's right. I mean, I think that will help a lot, honestly. Like OU or OSU, like getting a boys program, that will help a lot to people getting interested because people really feel the colors. That's how we say.
They're gang. It's like a gang,
exactly,
what I mean? Orange and red.
Exactly, they feel it a lot. So that's how we are with soccer over there. Like if I see a Barcelona jersey, I'm like, take that out of my.
That's our way of being equivalent. Like you guys want to know how passionate we are. Just OU, OSU football passion. How they fill up College Stadium. That's exactly. Maybe a little less because they don't even know. They don't even know.
I get.
Bro. The last podcast I had a personal trainer. It'll come up before yours. He was telling me how he got to go to Spain. He's a Barcelona fan. He got to see Barca PSG and then the most recent Real Madrid Barcelona game. Okay. And the way he was explaining it to me, I'm just like, it's just a journey to get there. He said, bro, we get on the bus and then we get on another train. And then as you get there, more and more people come. And then it's just an ocean of people. And then you can't drink inside the games. So it's a party before the game. You know what I mean? And it's just madness.
It's amazing. Like, I think it will change anyone point of view. You go to a game over there, and you're talking about Real Madrid or Barcelona. Like, even if you go to any team or first
Atletico,
or even
anyone.
a second division team. Go to a second division team. You go to see I don't know, Sporting or Lugo, or you go to see them. The atmosphere, you say, before the game, everyone gathers at least like 1 or 2 hours before the game with your friends to have a drink or just talk about soccer. I mean, don't you think like people is talking about anything else, like talking about soccer, about the game, and who is gonna play today, or they should do this, blah blah blah. And the atmosphere is great. And when you go in the stadium, no matter if it's a league game or a Champions League game, like, it's life or death. And
do you think it has to do with the culture that we have here, like the American culture? And I'll explain why. Because from how Jesus was telling me, and I know this for a fact, when I go to Mexico, just life is a lot slower. It's so much slower. You know, we're not like work, this, that. You know, I can't explain it. It's just slower than here. Here we just, everything is fast paced. I can't explain it.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Like, they always say, like, in Spain, like, you
guys se toman siestas in Spain. Like, we don't do that here.
We work to live, and here people live to work. You know, and that's the biggest difference. Like, of course, like, your work is your work, and you try to do it nice, but it's my job. You know what I mean? I mean, in my case, because it's my passion, but usually it's your job. But what I really care about is when I finish my job, I'm gonna go enjoy, and I'm gonna go have fun with my friends, or going to watch the game. Yeah, it's a different culture, different perspective, how to see life. And but I don't know, like, even I see people really passionate here with other sports, like American football and stuff, but it's still not the same. I don't think it gets to the same level. I've seen people talking about football, like my kids, like talking about American football sometimes in class when I was teaching Spanish, but I don't feel it's the same. You know what I mean? Like, when I was we were talking the whole time about soccer. We were like with the cards, you know, with
the paninis.
Paninis, exactly. And I don't know,
that's different.
It was so much passion in it. And I'm not saying there is no passion with American football or other sports, but I don't think the craziness gets to the same level.
Well, I think the sports are different. Basketball is 5 against 5. Your team can get carried by 2 players if they're really good. Baseball, the action is with 2 people. The pitcher and the hitter until he hits it. Football, your coach is giving you plays. You have to do the plays, or your one person is calling the plays. Soccer is different. Soccer, there's one ball, of course, but there's more games being played outside the ball. You know, people are moving in positions. You as a midfielder might be different from him as a midfielder because you like to hold it. He might be more flashy. Your personality comes out in the game. You can do that in basketball, of course, but you can't do that in baseball. What personality are you going to show in baseball? What personality are you going to show in football besides grit and just getting through people? But soccer, there's just like an elegance. There's little battles being played that if you don't know soccer, you can't appreciate. You know what I mean? Those off the ball runs. You know, how did he get open? Just everything.
That's a really good point. Like, soccer having like 22 players on the field is such a player sport. You know what I mean? Everything depends on the player. Coaches, and now that I'm on this side, like coaches, we can do just so much. Of course, like I think a coach job is really important. But the moment it gets to the game, everything is on the player. You don't have you can stop the time and start giving instructions. You can do so little during the game. Of course, you can change stuff, making some subs, and you can help. But it's so little because people, he's coaching great this game. Listen, go see the week of practice. That's what you need to go see, okay? Because in the game you can do so little, and I think that's what it makes soccer great. Like, it's about the player. You said, like, in American football, even in basketball, they give so many players. Like, set pieces, you do this, and so the player is just gonna do what you tell him. No, soccer is about the decision making. Like we talked before, the best players are the ones that are really good in the decision making. And yeah, that's a huge point. That's why, for example, I remember I have my friend David. He's a huge basketball fan, right? And when the Thunder were in the playoffs, I think he's really into basketball, right? And I think OKC was up 2-0 in the games against Dallas.
Beat Dallas.
Yeah, and he told me, he's a huge fan, and he told me, Dallas is gonna win. I'm like, no way. I have no idea about basketball. And he's like, Dallas is gonna win. They have better team. The moment this kid,
they have a better pieces.
Yeah, exactly. And he was like, I think they're gonna win. And I'm like, okay, who do you think is gonna win the series? And he was like, I think Dallas is gonna make it pretty far, probably final, but I think Boston is gonna win it. And it looks like that's gonna happen. No? And what I wanna say with this, my point is like you said, like it's kind of more predictable. Of course, anything can happen in a game, but I think all this sports, because you said it, because it depends in less things, is more predictable. But in soccer, like
anything could happen.
Anything can happen, man. And I've seen it so many times. Like it's so like
you can see like Endrick, the shortest person on the field, winning headers, just changing games against Mexico. Anything like that.
Carvajal in the final with the
shortest
Real Madrid, the shortest player, or
Luka Modric taking his team to the finals in the World Cup.
Anything can happen, and because it's such a player game that one mistake, you're playing the perfect game. And your center back asleep, and that can happen. You get a score, and the other team just create that chance in the whole game, and they were
cost you the whole season.
Exactly, and you hit 3 posts during the game. It happened. Well, look, this final against Atalanta and Bayer Leverkusen, right? Like everyone was like, "Oh, Bayer Leverkusen is gonna destroy." And honestly, I've seen like a couple games Bayer Leverkusen. They play like really like fun soccer, really active, really attacking the whole time, right? And look, 3-0, you know.
It's crazy.
And who was gonna predict that?
No
one, right? And it happens every day, and it will happen now. The Euro Cup that has started, it will happen in the Copa America.
Yeah.
I'm sure the favorite teams are not going to win it. It will be someone else.
I don't know. The Euros, we'll talk about I explained that to somebody. I have that same explanation with my friends that do sports betting. I don't understand people that do sports betting for soccer. How can you say this guy 1 goal, this guy 2 assists? That's impossible.
And again, it's of course probability. It's like winning. Of course, like Real Madrid or Manchester City, or these big teams, because they have good players and they play well soccer, the good soccer, right? And the probability goes up. But even if you have a 90% probability of a game, still
anything happen.
Will never be 100% probability. Anything happen, like the Manchester City, Real Madrid. I'm a huge Real Madrid fan.
But any one play changes the game.
And then people is like, on the media, is like, for example, everyone, Real Madrid defends so well. They were doing their job, you know, blah, blah, blah. Listen, Manchester City...
You can say that, but they were the better. Manchester City los dominó. They had it.
Completely. Like, they were way better. But
soccer, man.
Manchester City hit the post, I think, 3-4 times. Imagine one of those posts go 1 centimeter lower, and it's a goal.
Yeah.
Now... the media, instead of Real Madrid the whole game parking the bus, you know, that's terrible, you know, and because they won, what a way to defend, blah blah blah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything is like one step away of changing, and people don't realize that like good coaches, good teams, they create chances, they get to the other goal, you know, and that's all you can do, you know, because then to score a goal, there are some things that you cannot control.
No, I mean, heck, who would have thought you guys were going to beat Real Madrid to promotion?
Yeah, exactly. That
you know what I mean?
You see, I remember one of my best friends like saving 1 goal on the line with his face. They hit the post like 3-4 times, no kidding. And one of our goals, I give the assist, I think it was pretty offside, but the lineman didn't call it. And hey, 3 chances, we scored 3. They have like 15-20 and they score 2. We won the game.
Vale.
That's
crazy.
And it happens so many games. So that's what when I said it at Mustang and my interview, like I will be lying if I tell you, hey, with this team we're gonna win a state in 2, 3, 4 years. No, because winning is something that I cannot control. What I can guarantee you that my team is gonna play well. My team is gonna get to the other goal. My team is gonna create chances, you know, and that's what I can guarantee. Right, and with that, of course, our probability of winning is gonna go up, but it will never be 100% because there are so many things in this sport, like we were talking about, that you cannot control, and we think that we can control everything, and everyone has an opinion. And listen, if you hit a post, why can't you control of that ball going like a little bit this way and be a goal? Nothing you can do. You know what I mean? And yeah, that's what is beautiful about this sport. Like anything can happen, and it's so unpredictable, even if you are the bigger team on the field.
That's why we always say here, Mas Futbol for everything. You want to get better? Mas Futbol. You want to cure the world? Hay que jugar Mas Futbol. Mas Futbol for everything. Mas Futbol podcast. Mas Futbol Foundation. Mas Futbol everything. So, Juan, dude, I'm excited to see what this season holds for you. I appreciate you for coming by, telling me a little bit of your story. I know it seems like we've only been recording for like 10 minutes, but we're at an hour.
An hour, wow.
And I would much rather leave it right here where it's at, really good. so that next time we'll have something else to record about. Because I know we have a lot more to talk about,
Okay,
but
sounds
la
good.
dejamos para la
Sounds good.
próxima.
Who do you think is going to win
The Euros?
The Euros.
Here are my top 3 teams that I like. I really like Portugal. They look dangerous. They have a mixture of some senior guys with some young talent that, you know, João Felix, Leal up top. I like them. I like Spain. Spain has a great combination of young wingers, you know, William, Lamal, with a strong midfield, Rodri. You know, I think Spain is going to do good.
Yeah, I mean, we're always over there, you know, we're always in
Mhm.
there, but I mean, of course, I would love them to win, and I think we have probabilities, but again, about the percentage of probability, I don't think we're in the top. We can make it, but I think, like, yeah, like you said,
But there's so many good teams. Germany
Germany,
look so good.
England, I think England this year, I think, like, this kid, like Bellingham, again, I think, of course, he's good, everyone knows that, but his character, maybe that's what they were missing.
What a
in
character,
England, that character and that, like... So we will see between England and Portugal.
We haven't even spoken about Netherlands.
So much going.
We haven't spoken about who else. Who's always good? Netherlands, Italy always surprises. We didn't even say France. You know, the best player in there, Mbappe. You know,
it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
And Copa America, same thing. It will be fun. I think Copa America, there are less clear contestants,
less surprises, but you still don't know if it's gonna be Colombia, Brazil, Argentina.
Yeah, I will go
Mexico.
with Brazil. I will go with Brazil this year.
Think so?
Especially we have the 3 on top play for Real Madrid.
See, that's crazy.
But I think
how crazy was like, dude? See Hendrik lift up Copa America alongside Rodrigo and Vinicius.
That would be fun. That would be great.
Yeah, on top of that, that's crazy.
That would be great.
Tell me how Real Madrid fans are feeling right now. What's the mental state of these Real Madrid fans right now?
I was talking with my dad the other day, and it's complicated because on one side, like, man, we have the best squad in the world, right? And
Young squad.
Young squad.
De la 15.
But at the same time, we're scared because we don't like when people is taking stuff for granted, right? Oh, I want to win everything. Maybe I'm sure, like, there will be bad games, and all the media, you know how they are, and they're gonna start, like, killing or putting out players, and we will see how they can deal with that. But I think Ancelotti is a great coach in that, like, dealing with the locker room and keeping everyone happy and in a good shape. So now everyone is really excited. All the fans are like, hey, man, we need to win everything.
It's crazy because I think what they have now is something that, you know, is special. You have the young players who are extremely, extremely talented. You have the old players who are holding a level that's I can't even explain it. But what makes the difference is that these older players have 6 Champions Leagues, 5 Champions Leagues, and then you get these young ballers who are just like, I've heard Bellingham, I've heard Vinicius talk about it. I was like, I can't even sit at the table with them because I don't even have 1 Champions League. And then they win 1 Champions League, and we're like, how do you feel? And he was like, dude, I have 1. This guy has 6. Like, I need to catch up. And that right there, that want, I need to catch up. It's like, it's different from winning your first Champions League and you go, what are you going to do now? You know, hopefully we can win the next one. No, he has 6.
Yeah,
I need 3 more.
That's the thing. You mix that experience with those kids that are so hungry for that. So that's the success about Real Madrid, and also that in Real Madrid, when people is talking why PSG didn't have that success, or even Manchester City is really having so much success, I think it's the mentality, and that absolutely nothing is bigger than the club. Like, no matter now Mbappe is coming, Mbappe is not bigger than Real Madrid.
But he was bigger than PSG.
Exactly, and that was the problem. Everything was revolving around him, and that's not going to happen at Real Madrid. If Mbappe has a bad season, Mbappe goes out next season, and Real Madrid keeps moving on. You know what I mean? It's not going to happen. I think he's a great player, and he's going to be great. But you know what I mean? And no matter who is coming, even Ronaldo, when he told Florentino, like, hey, I want this, and Florentino, we're going to make it, bye. And Real Madrid is keep moving on.
That's one thing that they're good at, too, is they know when to let him go.
Yeah. So yeah.
That's crazy, man. Well, Juan, thank you again.
Thank you.
Good luck this season, bro. I'm going to be keeping up with you. I'm going to be watching. Y a ver qué sale. Hey,
a ver qué tal.
6A All-State Champs Mustang for 2025
We will see. We will try.
I'll say it for you.
Okay.
You heard it first right here. All right, Juan, muchas gracias. Until next time. And to the listeners, thank you for listening. This has been another episode of the Mas Futbol Podcast. Peace.